Hello everyone, how are you? My name is J Pinkert. I'm with yourtradingroom.com. That's where you can find me. Hope everyone's having a good week. Hey Matthias, how are you? Ratish, Elementalone. Good. How many dollar bulls left in the room? I know there were a lot of you. Have you been converted? Okay, let's get to the Dixie. Everyone see it? Sub dollar index. See the breakdown? So if you recall, I felt that there was still a chance for S&Ps to rally one more new high, as long as it held 1300, and I'd have a hard time seeing the dollar rally during this time frame. So we're into this final push up here. At least that's my opinion, that it may be a final push up towards 1370 or so cash. And while that's happening, most likely they're going to press the downside of the dollar. Did you see the S&P chart when I put it up there too? So we have the dollar breaking down, led by euro. Tough to find a reason to buy this. That's your daily. Low 73.32, so we're 100 points away. Right here, where we close? 74.36. 100 points away, to me, looks like a layup, and we're going to have new lows. The question is, how deep is it going to be? It's going to be 72, 71. We're going to have a debt default and have some type of macro event, black swan event planned. Who knows? It's possible, but the action's pretty lousy. Although within the pairs, I actually see some things I want to buy the dollar again. So we'll get to those individually, but you can't argue with this picture. You know, it looks like a breakdown of the support level, and you had about a little less than a 3-point in magnitude in this formation. So from the breakdown, that was 74, 70. Yeah, you're talking about 71, 70-ish. So we're going to see maybe the 71 handle before this thing's over. And it could be over as early as next week into the possibility of a default. But right now, very difficult to try and play alongside the dollar. And Euro's going to lead the way. I'll show you why I believe that. It has to do with the Euro GBP spread. You guys know that I'm not afraid to talk about either side of the market. A lot of what I do is I think about where the stops are. So, you know, they cleaned out all the shorts here, and now they're going for every last dollar ball. So they get the stops under these levels. You guys with me? Any questions up to this point? Any contrary opinions? I could be wrong. I've been wrong. Will continue to be. There's nothing wrong with being wrong, as long as you're managing the risk. Because the difference between professionals and amateurs are pros know how to lose, so they have money left to be right with. Risk management, very important, because none of us is right all of the time, even the best. Any questions about my view on the dollar here? Looks like new lows. Any questions about how I came up with this objective? No, I mean, they're moved by technicals. there is a lot of noise out there. I can't argue with you. But price action, if you're following the price action, you know, it hasn't done anything bullish. At new lows, I think there's going to be a tremendous buying opportunity, but not till people are screaming uncle and they've liquidated out the people that have stops here and stops here. You know, I reserve the right to change my mind if it does anything right, but going home tonight, it sure looks negative. And the first sign of the negativity was the market failing to break out, right? You had it going and they whispered QE3. Now there are certain things that are, you know, giving me messages like gold's action the last couple of days. And we'll get to some pairs and I'll tell you what I'm thinking of doing, okay? Let's go to them. All right. Let's start off with USD CAD. It's trying to diverge here. We finally made new lows, cleaned out all the bears here, but I don't expect any kind of bottom in Canada until we have new highs in the S&Ps, because crude held up well, although other commodity markets sunk. Like gold took a hit, the grains took a hit, but this is not ready yet, but we're getting close. We have divergence on the weekly chart here. So we're at new lows and we have divergences here. So I feel it's kind of late to be getting short here, and I'll be looking for reversals, but it could come 100, 150 points lower from here. But this is the beginning of a warning that you probably don't want to be pressing the short side. They got all the stubborn bulls were stopped out this week after the BOC's commentary. Okay? But there is the potential of a setup coming. Probably happens when the Dixie's 71. So is Canada going to 92? Maybe. It's possible. Any questions on Canada? Okay, moving over to cable. I'm a little more negative cable than I am euro. Euro, I think, has some more upside in it. I think possibly a lot of upside left in it, at least to get some of the stops over this 45.70 level. But I think there's a chance that cable ends up peaking between here and 64, and the reason for that is the wedge we had on the weekly. Plus, this is a pretty good Fibonacci retracement of this 900 pip decline. So I may be looking for an aggressive trade and looking to sell cable between here and 64 sometime next week. Because remember, cable broke before euro. And the reason I favor shorting cable over euro is because of how this spread is acting. When this spread is going up, it favors the relative strength of euro over cable. Okay? Check out some of the indicators that I get over at YTR. These are oscillator bands that we have, the MACD, smart channels, and the ATR. A lot of real nice software available there. So this spread looks pretty good. We put in a higher low. We're at least going to retrace here to the 89 level, and you can't rule out another new high up here. So this spread says when you want to be long euro over cable, or just be long this spread. The spread looks okay to me for the long side. So you never know how the spread's going to work. Is it going to work because on a decline, cable is weaker than euro on the decline, or is it going to work because euro's going to keep going up and dragging cable up with it? Euro yen, that's a weaker chart though. I look at this daily, and then I look at this daily. It's a lot weaker, right? We took out these lows, right? We held these lows. So this is showing more relative strength. I'd prefer to be long this pair over euro yen. You understand the difference of relative strength? Why I would prefer a long here over a long here that took out the low that euro GBP held? Elemental loan, I'm addressing you. It's important to diagnose relative strength and weakness so that you can, right, so you can, your trade selection is better. If you're buying the weak sister, when the market rallies, it won't rally as much as it would if you pick the strength in a sector, whether it's equities or comparing pairs. So that's something you get just from doing some screen time and analyzing patterns and seeing which has a stronger pattern than the other. And that would be the one with the stronger pattern is your preferred buy, and the ones with the weaker patterns are your preferred shorts on strength. Capiche? Questions? Are we learning something here today? Good, 2 people. All right. Looking over at yen, US dollar yen, I'm looking for a long side scalp here, maybe just a shade under the 78 level. I don't know if it's going to turn into anything big, but maybe a bounce back to 79. But there are some divergences shaping up here. So we could be getting close to a reaction low here. I'm not turning bullish, but I think there's at least a counter trend trade shaping up here. I'm a little bit more excited about the possibility of if we get one more shot down in US dollar Swiss. I think it's for sure we're going to have a daily divergence here. And a 4-hour. And I think there's a good possibility that from this low we could rally back to the 84 level. Any questions on that? Or yen? Okay. What was I saying Aussie was going to do for weeks? I talked about the stops, same high, 107.89 and a half, 107.87 and a half, 107.87 and a half, 107.85.80. So where were the stops? Wasn't I talking about a stop hunt because he kept giving shorts hope that eventually they would be a magnet and we'd break out to the upside? Anyone recall that? That's why I used to be called a stop hunter. They acted like magnets. Okay, that is then. Okay, this is now. My comment here is if this is a real breakout and not just a stop hunt to knock out every weak, every stubborn bear before it turns south again, I don't believe it should come back and test the breakout. If you see this market beginning to trade back at these levels, and yeah, because the market's going to say, oh, okay, you missed the breakout. I'll let you think about it for a few days, and I'm going to let you buy it back at the breakout. Be skeptical. Because what it could turn in, even if you get a bounce initially off this, the next time you close under this breakout line, it's a breakout failure, and you're going to see a very rapid decline in Aussie USD. And the way some of the commodities are acting and some of the fundamental, like the PMI out of China, I'm looking for a short here. Everyone understand my rationale? Who's short? The only people that still might be short have their stops over the high of the move here at 110.11 made in May. But the Kiwi's been making successive new highs. People have been short Aussie long Kiwi doing very well. It makes me think that if Aussie fails and people want to unwind the spread, what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to buy back Aussie and sell Kiwi. So I'm alert for potential top in Kiwi too. Any questions why? Still haven't closed over 70. Very close to it. Might have to do some distribution first because we're over 70 on the 4-hour time frame and the 1 hour, I believe. We get another high, maybe this high won't be over 70. But if the Dixie is going to 72, I have to be open to the fact that Aussie could run to take out this high. Anyone know why I think there's that possibility now? I'll give you a hint. What's that RSI reading? Anyone want to take a guess? It's a confirmed high. So we made a high that was confirmed. So a confirmed high implies what? That there could be another high. Normally markets don't die when there's confirmation. They die when there's non-confirmation. Okay? So we had confirmation, so maybe we're just going to blow to 111 here. And then it's over. That's a possibility too. So I think I've covered all the pairs. Willing to open it up to questions. How about this question? By the pattern, Ian. Okay, look at the daily on Aussie. What's that? That's cable. So look at the daily on Aussie and look at the daily on Kiwi. Which one's stronger? This or that? I think there's a trade setting up. What's stronger? This? Right. So that's all you could tell is just by looking at the pattern. You know, one is making new highs for 2 months and this one hasn't. Okay? Same thing between, say, yen. Let's do a 1 hour on yen and a 1 hour on Swiss. Which one's stronger, this or this? This or this? That's right. So you're getting it. So it's important to write it down and go, well, then which one is your preferred buy candidate for a bottom pick between Swiss and yen? It's very valuable information. And if you can learn to do this and diagnose it, even if you're early, right, Ratish. So even if you're early, you have a better chance of riding out the storm. Capiche? You got some amens in the room? That if you're in the right pair, you're in the strong pair while things are going down, it's going to hold up better than being in the weak one. In this example, yen over Swiss. Sure, Ty. It looks great. There's your weekly. Looks like it wants to break out of this little ABC pattern. Wouldn't be surprised to see us at least take out the buy stops above here, which is 45.70 or so. Can't argue with this action. Sharp move up. And maybe that's it. Maybe we even challenge these highs, the 150 level. But I'm thinking, 147 this month, early August. Any other questions? I think we've covered everything. We've talked about stock indexes. We've talked about the dollar index. We've covered all these pairs. Usually don't do it that quickly. But what is your most valuable currency? Anyone know? Take a guess. What is your most valuable currency? You got it, Nikisi. You guys got it. Yes, good one, Fernando. That too. I wish all of that for you. Good health and good trading. And thank you for spending your most precious currency with me. Well, you go to the website and take a look around. They offer a lot of different services. At your trading room, they have a proprietary trading program where you could be trained and go through a program and eventually be able to trade firm capital. They start you off with a little bit. They also have live trading rooms, 3, one for the Asian session, one for the London session, one for New York. I post on the forums and I teach both regular members and proprietary traders. I work with them, I teach them, I make trade calls. So they have different packages. And I'm happy to be part of an already great team there. Some very good technicians and traders. A lot to learn there. Okay, well then, that's a wrap. Good trading to everybody, and remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessing. And thank you for giving me your attention. I hope that this half an hour opened your eyes to certain things in the market that you're able to take advantage of. You're welcome, King H. You're welcome, guys. You're very welcome, Lopez, Anil. Matthias, thank you. Elementalone, You're very welcome. Matthias, Adinda, thank you for recording this. Perhaps you could send me a link. And say hello to the FX Street family for me. So good night, everybody. Good day and enjoy.